Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Agent Psycho. Sorry about that. And this time we're going to be taking a look at the chapter number 32 for the Exploring the Arsenal series, featuring me, Agent Psycho, aka Sniper98. And like I said, this is going to be the 32nd chapter. These chapters are going pretty fast. And this time we'll be featuring the AUG-A1 family, unlocked at Staff Sergeant 1. And just a little bit of background information. The AUG-A1 family, or I shouldn't say A1, but the AUG family in general is a very highly reliable assault rifle family. The AUGs do have some of their fancy little quirks and unique attributes, so let's get right into the AUG-A1 review. So the AUG-A1, like I just mentioned, a little bit of background information. It is unlocked at Staff Sergeant 1, and it costs 950 GP a day, just like the G36E, because of the fact that it comes with the attached sniper scope. The damage on the AUG-A1 is a solid 43, and if you remember back to my Azazel review, the Azazel also had a 43 damage rating, so it deals as much damage as the Azazel itself, and it is overall a pretty heavy-hitting gun. Now, obviously not as much as the AK-47 or the G36E, but nonetheless, it's still pretty powerful. Moving on to the portability. The portability on the AUG-A1 is pretty lacking, according to Nexon. Nexon says that the AUG-A1 has a damage rating of, or not damage, a portability rating of 55, which means that it has the same portability as the AK-47. Now, I don't think this is true at all, because the AUG-A1 family of guns, not just the AUG-A1 itself, but also the black variant, the A3 variant, and the A3 SC variant, which is the NX Rare variant, obviously, they have all felt very, very light in my hands. I mean, I am wearing speed gear, NX speed gear, so that gives me a lot of speed boost. But I just feel like the movement that I have with the AUG-A1 is much faster than I do with other guns, especially the AK-47, because the AK-47 and the AUG-A1 comparatively have the same portability rating, but I always feel like I run slower with the AK-47 than I do with the AUG-A1. I don't know if this is because this is like a conditioned reflex, because all games that have the AK-47 always feel, for whatever reason, slower than usual, or slower than other guns. I don't know what it is, but the AUG-A1, it just doesn't feel heavy at all to me. In fact, I feel that it is one of the lighter assault rifles to run with, even though Nexon apparently doesn't agree with me. So take it as you will. If you think that the AUG-A1 is a rather fast gun to run with, then that's great. You guys agree with me. If not, then I guess your point stands as valid as well. I mean, Nexon did make the stats for these, and I'm sure they had a reason why they put the portability rating as it is. So moving on to the rate of fire. The rate of fire is very, very fast on the AUG-A1 at 74. So now keep in mind that the M4A1 series of assault rifles also had a rate of fire of 74, and this is very fast. This is pretty much one of the fastest rates of fire on as seen by assault rifles, especially in like a group of guns, like an entire family. So the AUG-A1, very fast firing assault rifle, and if you think about it, if the M4A1, if you thought the M4A1 killed pretty quickly with 38 damage, think of how fast the AUG-A1 would kill. The AUG-A1 series is very well known for its very high DPS times, and that's one of the main advantages you'll get with the AUG-A1. The accuracy on the AUG-A1 is higher than average at 85. Now, granted, this isn't as accurate as the G36E, which has 90, or the AK-47, but nonetheless, the AUG-A1 does have a very, very high accuracy for an assault rifle, and with its complementary sniper scope that it comes pre-attached with, you'll definitely be able to take advantage of that high accuracy that the AUG-A1 offers. Moving on to the recoil. The recoil is pretty heavy on the AUG-A1 at 68. Now, keep in mind this is the same as the G36E's recoil rating, and I'd have to say that I, for the most part, agree with Nexon on how they judge the recoil, because let's get into why I think so. The recoil spread. Oh, a little bit of mic there. The recoil spread on the AUG-A1 is. It's very, I don't know how to describe it. It has a mixture of recoil characteristics that you see amongst lots of different or a few different assault rifles. Like it shares the G36E's like maximum hipfire spread. I believe they're both either identical or they're about the same. They're around the same. Though where the AUG-A1 is different from the G36E is the time that it takes for the AUG-A1 maximum spread to actually hit maximum spread. I feel that the AUG-A1 it expands faster. I don't know how to explain this, but it expands faster over, like, if you looked at the general picture, but the G36E's spread enlarges extremely quickly compared to the AUG-A1's anyway. In like about when you fire, like after you fire like 10 or so bullets, the AUG-A1 spread increases at a steady rate, whereas I feel that the G36E, its spread enlarges only a little bit for the first few shots, but after those first initial shots, which are obviously the most accurate and the ones that have the least recoil, the G36E spread starts enlarging much more rapidly. Thus, if you think about it in overall terms, the G36E and the AUG-A1 both overall have about the same recoil. It's just that how it behaves per bullet or per group of bullets is what differs the AUG-A1 from the G36E and vice versa. So hopefully you guys tried to, or hopefully you guys understood what I tried to get at there. The recoil kickback on the AUG-A1 is actually surprisingly pretty low. If you just stand still and you just sprayed, then it might feel a little bit heavy, but to be honest, when you're running around and firing the AUG-A1 in like the middle of a gunfight, you won't feel the kickback at all. It's the least of your concern. You should not be able to worry about it at all, so don't worry about the kickback. It's there, but you won't notice it. Moving on to the overall recoil controllability. The recoil controllability is surprisingly difficult on the AUG-A1. That's why I like to think of the AUG-A1 as a more close-range assault rifle, but because it has its complementary sniper scope and its high 85 accuracy, it will take care of your long-range engagement somewhat. But though I'll get into detail of why I only say somewhat later on. But anyways, all you need to know right now is that the recoil kickback on the AUG-A1 is, or not the kickback, the controllability on the AUG-A1 is surprisingly difficult because of the fact that its recoil spread enlarges to a spread where it's not that noob friendly. The center speed isn't all that great either, so either you need to learn how to burst fire, or just make sure all your shots are on target and kill the guy before you even need to worry about your spread going to max. So either one of the two, pick your poison. Moving on to the Tapfire Ability. Now this is where I say that the AUG-A1's long-range capabilities are so at best. The AUG-A1, even though it does have a very high accuracy at 85, and with its complementary sniper scope, it doesn't really have much of a Tapfire ability. It's extremely easy to over-tap fire with the AUG-A1, and this is obviously a very annoying thing, especially for those of you who are really fond of taking people out at long range with assault rifles by tap firing, be it with the G36E or any kind of long-range assault rifle. This is going to be very annoying because if you over-tap fire, obviously you can't keep your shots on target at a range that you're comfortable with. So that's one of the downsides of the AUG-A1's recoil, that the fact that you cannot tap fire as fast as you can or as easily as you can with guns like, say, the G36E, because it's just not the same with the AUG-A1. It's not going to, the recoil in-scope recoil pattern is not going to behave the same way as you want it to, and more often than not, it's more unpredictable, and I don't know, it's the Tapfire ability on the AUG-A1 is just weird, and it doesn't behave the way you want it to. As long as you keep your shots steady, like I want to estimate that the Tapfire ability on the AUG-A1 it should go something like this: tap, 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 tap. Obviously, it's not as fast as you would be able to tap fire with, say, like the G36E, but it's still manageable. And as long as you keep your shots steady and slow and steady, your scope should go to the same place every time. It's just that if you want to tap fire quickly, that you may want to kind of reconsider kind of ditching. Moving on to the fire modes or not the fire mode. We're going getting way ahead of ourselves. I can't speak English today either. I'm raging too hard from all the recording today. The Tapfire, we already covered the Tapfire Ability. God damn it. The sprint drawback on the AUG-A1 is relatively quick. On the AUG-A1, I've repeated that twice now. I don't know why. And like I said, the AUG-A1 I feel is meant to be a close quarters assault rifle. Thus, you can bring up the AUG-A1 pretty quickly in close quarters situations to shoot people down. If you're sprinting and someone comes around the corner and you're caught off guard, you can quickly pull up your AUG-A1 and start firing. Moving on to the draw speed of the AUG-A1, it's pretty moderate. It's on the faster side of things, but it's not exceptionally fast. So it's got an advantage, but not something you should be like all fussing about. Moving on to the center speed. The center speed, like I mentioned before, is not too great on the AUG-A1. In fact, it might be one of the it might have one of the slower center speeds of assault rifles in this game. So make sure to watch out for that. The reload speed on the AUG-A1 is this is one of the, I just had a momentary brain freeze there, I apologize. Anyways, the AUG-A1's reload speed is, it's one of its characteristic hallmarks throughout the AUG-A1 family. It has the fastest reload time of all assault rifles in this game. Maybe the Azazel ties it, but I'm not too sure. As you can see in this gameplay, I'm using an extended mag 1. But if you were not to put any extended mags on it, the reload speed of the AUG-A1, or any of its variants for that matter, is extremely fast. I think you can, I'm just giving like a wild guess here, but I'm pretty sure you can reload your AUG-A1 without any magazine modifications in 2 seconds flat, or or a little bit over 2 seconds. It's just that fast. And my friend Tamago17, who you guys seen, let's speak proper English here, who you guys have seen in one of my real life videos of me going to Palm Desert for a pro tennis tournament. Tamago17 actually owns a perm AUG-A1 black that he got from a black high-sec case, and he's had that for quite some time now, and he tells me that the AUG-A1 black and the normal variant, the reload speeds are so fast that you can go into a fire team game and you can literally get if you want to continue your streak, the AUG-A1 is a perfect assault rifle to do so, because the reload speed is just so fast that if you kill the zombie, need to reload, you can reload the AUG-A1 fast enough to kill another zombie immediately right away and still continue that streak. So that just shows you how fast the reload speed is on the AUG-A1. Moving on to the fire modes. The fire modes on the AUG-A1 there's only one available, and that's fully automatic. Moving on to the luck on the AUG-A1. The luck on the AUG-A1 is kind of wonky. It's very inconsistent. So I'd have to give it like a moderately low rating, because the AUG-A1 feels like it has a mind of its own when it comes to lottos. It just won't follow your own stupid rules about like, oh, I want to get a lotto now, and AUG-A1's like, no, bitch, that's something for me to decide. So that's kind of how it behaves, and I mean, what can you do? It's just a gun. So luck is inconsistent at best. Ammo capacity is at a standard 30 rounds in a magazine and 90 in reserve, so nothing too special there. Moving on to the key physical characteristics of the AUG-A1. The AUG-A1 is a very white assault rifle. No, I don't intend that to be racist. And it is a bullpup designed weapon, and it does feature an integrated foregrip and scope, sniper scope. So there you have it. Moving on to the muzzle noise of the AUG-A1, it is a very low frequency assault rifle, and it's a very low frequency assault rifle. I know I repeated that twice. My brain kind of works like that, and it's very hard to detect here outside of medium range, because the firing noise of the AUG-A1 is just very low. It's not quiet, but it's low, and so that means that if you were in the middle of a gunfight and lots of guns were going off at once, chances are you won't be able to detect an AUG-A1 fire, like the sound coming out of there somewhere you were to be using it. So that kind of shows you the muzzle noise on the AUG-A1. Moving on to the attachment options, you can only attach suppressors and extended magazines or magazine modification in general on the AUG-A1 because of the fact that, I mean, it already has a sniper scope on it, so you can't really attach any more scopes on it, otherwise that wouldn't make sense. Moving on to the whether or not it's fireteam worthy. Yes, because it's got a very high DPS time. The AUG-A1 though, on zombies anyway, feels like it has it just doesn't feel strong enough for whatever reason. I don't know. It feels very strong on normal human players, but on zombies like the NPC zombies in Fireteam and Cabin Fever, Cabin Fever and Black Lung, not just Fireteam, but anyways, it just doesn't feel strong enough on the zombies. But I would say it's pretty good for Fireteam because statistically speaking, anyways, got a very high DPS, so it'll take down zombies pretty quickly. At least it should. For me, it really doesn't, but who cares about me? Moving on to the whether or not it's quarantine worthy. I would say it would be one of the better assault rifles to run around with because even though Nexon only gives it a portability of 55, I personally feel it's a lot faster than that. So screw Nexon on that. And if you want to bring an assault rifle to quarantine, the AUG-A1 is one of your better options to do so. Moving on to my frank personal opinions on the AUG-A1. Now the AUG-A1 is it's a very fun and practical gun to use. If you master the recoil on the AUG-A1, you will absolutely rape shit up because the AUG-A1 within the game has one of the highest DPS times of all assault rifles in combat arms. On top of that, it has the fastest reload time of any assault rifle in combat arms, excluding like some of the obscure NX guns like the Azazel or stuff like that. The Azazel's reloads really quick, but I mean we'll ignore that for now. So those two attributes combined together gives you a very lethal assault rifle that is called the AUG-A1.